Hello viewers, Ramadan Kareem. I'm Mohammad Rajamia, Managing Director of TCL Global. I have a guest, Joyashree from Bradford University. Joyashree is a Regional Manager for South Asia and Indonesia. Thank you very much, Joyashree, for actually coming for Facebook Live today. I'm sure our audience will find very productive these sessions. We'll try to answer as many as questions. Please put your questions through our comment box and stay with us. Don't forget to share our Facebook Lives. So thank you very much actually for your time today. So you joining India from which part of India?
So before I say that, thank you for inviting me from University of Bradford, Mohammad. It's absolutely a pleasure to be part of the session. I look forward for the interaction, especially with the students in Bangladesh. And yeah, Ramadan Kareem to all our viewers who have joined us today. I hope you are all keeping safe and you're fasting. It's just the start of the Ramadan, so everyone has still the energy intact for the coming month. And yeah, as Mohammed said, I'm from India. Basically, yes, I'm from India. I'm from North India, Delhi. Brought up in South India, and then I've studied in UK myself and lived and worked in Canada, UK, and now I'm based out of Dubai. We have a small regional hub of University of Bradford in Dubai, and I'm taking care of South Asia and Indonesia at this point in time for University of Bradford.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Joyashree. So I think the students would like to know that everybody's locked down and the university, how the university operating, and what would be your advice that students actually considering for the September intake?
There's some good news there because until we are speaking today, we have very much our September 2020 intake intact. So the plans we're absolutely going ahead at this point in time, looking at the current scenario. So if you look at the curve, we completely understand that situation is very volatile worldwide, but it's looking like that there's still some time till the time things gets back to absolute normal. But if you look at the curves, say for example, it all started from China, and it started in mid-December in China. And having said that, by end of March, things got back to a position where life has not gone back to absolutely normal, but the lockdowns have kind of released. We have a regional office in China as well, which was in the position where how we are, like work from home, but now offices have reopened there. So we're looking forward right now that it all started in the UK 2 months ago, and by September at least, we would be able to be in a position to run classes back on campus. But again, it's very volatile at this point in time. But as you must have heard that, the Minister of Education in the UK, she is just sharing her video messages confirming that we are still welcoming international students. We are still looking forward to go ahead with our September intake, and we're putting all the measures in place when it comes to the protecting our international students, either in terms of providing them with the education support, if in case things goes virtual, or if it's a matter of ensuring the accommodation on campus. Similarly, Bradford, we are ensuring that everything goes smooth for international students are still able to join us. Having said that, if it doesn't work, we are also working on our plan B and plan C's. And one of the plans would be maybe we go ahead and delay the intake by a couple of weeks or a month. So instead of a September start, we might have October or a November start. Another possibility is that we might go for a couple of weeks of virtual classes, and then we move on for students to join us gradually as and when possible. Having said that, at this point in time, we are recommending all our international students, please proceed further with your application process. Proceed further with your, providing us documents for your CAS so that we can issue your CAS timely. We are, prepare yourself for your visa interviews. Do everything as of now, how you would be doing, assuming that everything is going to be normal by September. But in case, if you're unable to join us in September, we'll give you our plan B and plan C. Having said that, if you're not comfortable with anything, we're still ensuring that students have the choice to make the final call by September. Your situation would be either, if you want, you can defer your intake. Like, we are still running September, but parents are not comfortable in sending kids abroad. You're not finding it like, really that's your first choice. You can defer your course to the next intake. If you still feel that that's not something you're looking at for, we are still giving our students an opportunity to go for the 100% refund on the tuition fee or the deposit you are paying to kind of initiate to the next level. So as of now, please proceed further with the current process at the University of Bradford. We are ensuring that we support you with every possible way. But again, we still give you a chance to decide on your decision. You are going to be taking the final call, and then we would be taking it further and supporting you with your decision.
Okay, thank you. Also, I think I know there is a January intake as well in case, this number of courses also being offered is in Bradford as well.
So that's our second choice. As I said, students can always defer it to the next intake. So you can defer it to the January, or you can defer it to the next September, however it eases you.
Okay. I can see that many viewers already joined, and some of them already put some question as well. So we'll try to get back to your question as soon as possible. Before that, I think we can also discuss. Our counselor has been asked about the online test as well, the IELTS alternative or any internal test. Can you please advise to the students, please?
Sure. See, we 100% understand that with the lockdowns, it's impossible for students to be actually out and taking the IELTS or TOEFL test. As a university, we are reconsidering a couple of our tests. So at University of Bradford, we do have our own Bradford English test, which is similar to IELTS, but it's a paper-based test. And usually we run it when me or someone from the team physically travels in the country and when we run the test. And that was the plan for us, and that's still the plan. Say, for example, by May, June, July, if lockdowns are lifted off, and if you are able to travel, you will be seeing us in your country where we'll be running the test. But in the meantime, we are already having conversations in the university to consider the alternatives. And few of the alternatives which we are considering right now is TOEFL. TOEFL is something which we already accept. There's nothing new there. But we're also talking about Duolingo test. We are talking about the IELTS indicator, which is a new IELTS online test which is being just launched. Very shortly. So what we are recommending at this point in time, students, put in your application with whatever you have. Like, if you don't have IELTS, that's absolutely fine. We'll evaluate your profile, we'll look into your details, and then we'll get back to you with the most appropriate option. So we'll guide you further on the IELTS test or the substitute for it, which is practical considering the lockdowns in the country.
And also, our counselor actually giving some feedbacks. Some students are struggling with the reference because the university also locked down. So what do you say about the references? So are you accepting?
There is a good news there, considering that, because we understand universities are under lockdown, and especially the references is getting it stamped. It's challenging. Just for September intake, we do not need references. We have lifted that requirement of references at this point in time. So if you're planning to study any course, foundation, undergraduate, postgraduate, do not worry. We do not need any references at this point in time from you. If you have them, it's well and good. Still submit it, because that kind of boosts up your application. But if you do not have that, that's not a requirement for September 2020 intake.
Fantastic. Very important topic. Scholarship, for the South Asian students, Bangladesh, India. So please, so what will be your what will actually the Bradford offering to the students?
As you can already see my smile when you use the word scholarship. I completely understand. When you come from any part of the South Asia, scholarship plays a really important role. So until a couple of weeks ago, we had only two kinds of scholarships for Bangladeshi students, which was like high academic, academic scholarship, high and low, and that the maximum was until £3,500. But considering the current situation, we have just launched a scholarship of £5,000 for all the students coming from Bangladesh. And that's probably the first time we are speaking about this scholarship, Mohammed. because
Okay.
it's just being out. So every Bangladeshi student joining the University of Bradford gets straight
Yeah.
away deduction of £5,000 just being on your nationality. So either you're coming from being a Bangladeshi coming from any part of the world, you still get £5,000 of scholarship straight away tuition fee waiver.
Fantastic. Any deadline? And
No, there is no deadline. This is until you can join September intake. Whenever you want, you can submit your application. There is no additional process for you to follow for that scholarship. You don't need to additional essays. Nothing is required. It's just that we want to see your passport copy. That's it.
okay, fantastic. Dear viewers, we are official representative of Bradford University in Bangladesh. Please contact our team in Dhaka and Sylhet. Our team will be able to advise you further about the scholarships. Definitely, we can process your application, as well as Joycery said that the application is open for September intake as well for January, and as normal. So our team is working from home, and so although our office is closed, so you can reach them through email or WhatsApp. Please contact our team; they will be able to help. Yes, Joshi. So can we go to for presentation? Yeah, is it okay now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to do it. And again, interrupt me if you feel that we need to speak more about it. I would be happy to kind of speak about anything we wish to. So just for a
Yeah.
for a
So
second.
that's fine.
All right. So,
Okay.
as everyone is aware that University of Bradford is a university based in the city called Bradford. As you can all see, Bradford is a city which is very centrally located in the UK. You can travel down south or up north in Scotland, Edinburgh, in maximum 3.5 hours time by national rail. So it's very connected to throughout all the cities in the UK. As I just mentioned, that you can travel anywhere within maximum of 3 hours time with direct trains. Now, before we go on, university, you're going to the UK for that experience. And Bradford as a city is one of the cities which has the right combination of the urban and the rural, the right city experience you will get. Whereas if you just go a couple of miles far, you'll get that countryside views as well. So it's a very diversified city. We have 130 languages spoken in the city of Bradford. It's been ranked as the first UNESCO city of film. It is the fastest growing youth population in the UK because when you go to the city, you want to feel that the young generation. So you will get that experience. It is art, culture, theatre, music, sports, you name it, you'll find everything in Bradford. Bradford is a city of many faiths as well. You have mosques, you have temples, you have churches, so you have every festival or every religious embarkment celebrated in the city. So you come from any part of the world, you'll still feel home during your festivity period. University, as the University of Bradford, we are one of the oldest universities in the UK, established in 1832. So that is a kind of legacy we come with. We have 113 nationalities studying on campus right now. So that is the kind of diversity we have. And for the diversity and to acknowledge that diversity, just want to add that in 2020, we have been ranked now University of the Year for Social Inclusion. So irrespective of their students' background, we ensure and support all our students to achieve their potential and go on to achieve success. And we have been acknowledged for that. So if you're looking forward to experience that diversity, then Bradford is the place for you. We do have a lot of things where we have initiated in the terms of academia. We are the first university-based business school in the UK, and our business school is triple accredited as well. So we are accredited by EMBA in the UK, ICWIS in the Europe, AACSP in US. Just to give our viewers a quick context that worldwide there are only 76 universities which has all the three accreditation. To be fair, to be running a business school, one of the accreditation is more than sufficient, but However, to be the top league business school, all the triple accreditations are remarkable, and we are one of those very 1% of the universities in the world to have all three accreditations. We are the university which has set up the first peace studies department. So if you look at the initiatives, University of Bradford has been always renowned for setting up new innovative things on place. This is just a few pictures of our campus. It's a massive big university. It's a city campus. So we are having all the 14,000 students studying in one single premises. You'll see a lot of universities in the UK. They have different buildings spread out across the city. So your networking opportunity gets very limited. You're going to be speaking with or interacting with students and academics limited to your particular location where you are attending the classes. However, at University of Bradford, as you can see, we have massive big premises in the city center. So if you come out from one exit of the university, you walk down 5 minutes. This is Bradford City Center. National Rails is like 10 minutes walking distance. So you get that city experience because you're literally right in the city center. On campus life, again, we definitely understand when you're going abroad and when you're going to be studying at an international university, it's just not the academics you're looking at. You're looking at your profile development, your personality development, and that comprises of many things you do at the campus. It's just not the academics, and we do understand and support that. On campus, you have your sports center. We play more than 25 sports professionally on campus. We have our student central where you have library opening 20 hours. You have cafes and social space to network with your colleagues and students on campus. We have music center on campus. We have theater in the mill. So we do provide opportunities for our students to enhance their campus life. We do provide accommodation on campus. And the fact is, we are the only UK university which provides guaranteed student accommodation for all our international students, and that is for the full duration. So especially if you're coming for the UG course, undergraduate degree, do not worry, we provide a guaranteed accommodation for throughout all your course duration. If it's for 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years, you can still be on a student accommodation throughout the course. And Bradford has been ranked as one of the most affordable student cities to live in. So living cost of accommodation would be at least half of what you're going to spend in most popular cities like London. So you save a lot on cost of living as well while you're studying at Bradford and staying on accommodation, on campus accommodation as well. It's extremely safe to be on campus. We understand when parents are sending their kids abroad, especially for undergraduate degrees from Bangladesh or anywhere in the world, security is the big concern. So we just want to ensure you that at university, our accommodation, our campus is extremely safe and secure. We do also provide only female accommodation on all the campus. And accommodation, we do have prayer rooms, quiet rooms for students to practice the religion. We have CCTV cameras placed throughout the facilities, and we also have security and emergency services offices located on campus. So at any point in time, if anything is required, we're right there to support our international students.
Fantastic.
Coming a bit to academics, so we are having 200 plus courses offered across our core faculties. We have Faculty of Engineering and Informatics, Health Studies, Life Sciences, and Faculty of Management, Law, and Social Sciences. So more or less, if you're looking forward for any courses, we're there. We are more or less offering a wide range of courses. Most of our courses are top rank courses. So you can see, I'm just not going to bore you with the list of courses at this point in time, but more or less you can see in engineering we're doing all the courses. Few highlights, for example, when you talk about big data science, cybersecurity, or Internet of Things, we are, as a university, we are part of the biggest projects worldwide in the field, which is Smart Cities project. We have labs, Ford Lab on campus to support our mechanical engineering students. As you can see, for chemical engineering, we're top 10 in the UK. We're going niche courses as well, like biomedical engineering or artificial intelligence. So, and again, each course has different options as well for our students. Just a quick highlight that very recently one of our undergraduate Bradford graduate from chemical engineering, she has been placed in the Mercedes Formula One role where she competed against 7,000 applicants for the position. So we have a lot of success stories to share, which we will be able to have conversation with you one-on-one beyond this session. Life sciences, we are doing courses in archaeological studies, chemistry, biomedical science, forensic science, pharmacy, optometry, skin sciences, pharmaceutical engineering. We have Institute of Cancer Therapeutics, so a wide range of courses there as well. Health studies, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, public health, dementia. We have state-of-the-art facilities of 10 billion pounds invested in the building. So we have equipped clinical wards for practicing our courses like nursing. We are having physiotherapy rooms, occupational therapy rooms, fully functioning X-ray suits. So when you come at Bradford, I'm just going to discuss in a bit that how we differentiate our degrees, but this is just a quick glimpse of that. When you're going for degrees which are practical, lab-based, you do get the right experience and exposure at our labs as well. Coming again to Faculty of Management, it's a top-ranked business school in worldwide. We are doing courses in every field you can imagine. We do also have law. Very recently, we are actually one of the very few universities which has the law clinic for students to practice. We have just got the Hale Code, which was inaugurated by Lady Hale herself. That is a kind of industry connects we have. That is a kind of exposure we are giving to our students. It's just not the degree, but you do get an opportunity to kind of implement your learning in the demo codes as well. Another highlight is we are revamping the courses to the latest technology, and speak in a bit about it. So we are talking about a lot of courses being modified into integration of data analytics, which is it's kind of boom these days. And not to forget that we also have the MBA and the DBS program and PhDs in the field as well. Lastly, social science courses. So we have courses in international relations, and these are some of the very popular courses like economics and finance for development, which are popular in Bangladesh because we do get a lot of students who get funding from the government, from various departments of government for Bangladesh to study these courses. So we do have courses from peace, conflict, and development faculty, where you're getting a lot of funding from the government. So probably if you're looking forward to applying for a scholarship in your own country, then probably you can consider any of our courses into international relations or peace, conflict, and development. We will be here happy to support you there. Now, how do we differentiate a degree at University of Bradford? So you go to UK, you get the same degree, and how we are making sure that we are offering the top-notch courses. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of things there. To start with, more or less all our courses we are talking about or referring to comes with the professional accreditation. So this is a quick glimpse of what does accreditation looks like. So if you could do any of our courses in finance industry, you get ACCA, human resource, CIPD. But just a quick background that what are these accreditation bodies? So these accreditation bodies, so this is just not the list. So if you look into any of our courses, we are having courses with professional accreditation. So these are the bodies which recognizes professionals or organizations working in the field. So when you study courses which are accredited, that means that we are meeting the requirements to run these courses and we are being effective. So for example, if you study computer science at University of Bradford or any course in computer science, you get the PCA as educational affiliation, but you also become the member of those. Similarly goes for the CIPD in HR. You also get the membership of CIPD once you finish the course. So does for CIMs, which is Chartered Institute of Marketing. So we kind of ensure that all our degrees are more or less coming with professional accreditation, which acknowledges the fact that degrees are very relevant to the industry. Moving on, we do have something as career booster and employability at University of Bradford. And how does we graduate? So how do we do that? And just want to ensure that we are future proofing our graduates. Just to give you a quick glimpse, that last year we had World Economic Forum where, they reviewed the top 10 emerging markets. So at the forum, the discussion was happening that a lot of the jobs which are existing right now, a lot of the skills which are existing right now will become irrelevant in the coming years, because as you and I, we all know that everything is moving digitally. When you move digitally, data has become the new oil. And the data is coming from you and me, from everywhere. So irrespective if you go to a grocery store or you go to open an account in the bank, it's all about data these days. So with technological enhancement, the kind of required skills needed for the jobs are changing. So what we are doing is we are future-proofing our graduates. We are so what we did is we have picked up the top 10 skills which came out as a conclusion of the meetings, that these 10 emerging roles would be a list of that. So if you'll see on my screen, you can see data analytics, machine learning specialist, joint and operations manager. Now what we have done is we are revamping our courses to ensure that we are making sure that students are incorporated with these skills. And how we are doing that? We have just done a creations and partnership with SAS. So SAS is one of the world-leading industry data analytics software which is used worldwide. So it's any organization, say for example, McDonald's, or you talk about the banking industry. So across, it was retail, food industry, banking industry, wherever Oracle was used as a software, now they are switching to the SAS because that has more data analytical skills as compared to any other software at this point in time. So what we are doing is we are having a lot of programs. Say, for example, we were running bachelor's in finance. Now we are running course bachelor's in, so we have revamped it into finance and analytics, management and analytics. So what we are doing is we are incorporating and partnershiping with organizations like SAS or AWS Academy. Very few people know that Amazon has just launched its Amazon Web Services. It's an academy which is again offering the top level knowledge in the field of cloud computing. So what we are doing is we are incorporating and partnering with these organizations in getting those skills as part of the mandatory core skills our student learns at Bradford. And that is running throughout the courses. We are just not segregating it. So what we have done now is we have divided two set of courses. So we are looking at the growing skills which is required. And now, of course, we have picked up those 10 of those skills required, or the fields will be needing knowledge. And what we are doing, we have picked out of those, we are making sure that students learn those 10 skills which would be required by 2022 at the courses at University of Bradford. So we're talking about analytic thinking and innovation. But see, there are two set of skills now. One are your tangible skills, like hardcore skills, and then there are soft skills. So we are making sure our students are able to do that. For example, emotional intelligence, it's very difficult to predict that, or the presentation skills, or the creativity design. So what we are doing is we are running a career booster workshop throughout the course where students are learned, and we are making sure that they're equipped with those skills by the time they graduate. So as you can see, these are the list of 10 skills and how we are making sure implementing that through workshops, through sessions, through certifications, through practical experience. Our students are able to gauge those skills. And of course, one of the things is like the digital technology skill enhancement. We are having outstanding labs on place for the students to be part of. Then we're talking about academic skills. Again, as I mentioned earlier, like emotional agility, or how do you work as a team working with others, self-reflection. So we are also doing a lot of workshops where students are able to develop these, the soft skills as well. During the course, our students get an opportunity to work with the real-time applications. As I said, like this is, for example, of our labs where students are getting the practical exposure, just not learning and reading about the academics or learning the technology online, but actually able to implement them via simulations. So we do have a technology equipment which facilitates our students to apply the learnings they have been on during their course. We also have an opportunity for our students to go for study abroad tours. We have partnerships with universities in Middle East and Europe. So this is a quick highlight of our students visited Bahrain in Qatar last year. So they do have an opportunity to go for fully paid and supported trip out study abroad tour or for the semester exchange. Very recently, Bradford has been ranked as the most improved city to set up the business, and there we are, the city which is growing, which has the youth population increasing its market, and that's where we are. Students also have an opportunity to go for the final year project with the placement year for UG. We do have partnership with the local businesses, with the international MNCs, where we help our students in getting placed during their project. So either they can go for the final year project, it can be in the form of business and community engagement workshops, or the corporate communication can be in the field of, we do have these organizations as industry advisory boards for our programs. So that's how we are very much connected with the corporate world as well at the university. Our graduates are working everywhere. Like, it's a big list because you can understand it's around 180 to 200 courses we have, and we have hundreds of alums worldwide working at more or less every industry you ask for. We have our alums working there. Coming to the courses, just want to highlight in the entry requirements, we do also have the foundation or the pre-sessional courses for anyone who is not meeting the requirement. But these are the straight away requirements. So if you're coming from Bangladesh, we expect you to get your higher secondary certificate with bare minimum 78% or 4.8 CGPA out of 5. But if you get anything less than that, that's okay. You can still join us for the foundation course. For the postgraduate degree, as you can see that we accept. If you're coming from BUET, you can directly come with for the first year of the course. If you're not coming from BUET, if you come from any other university, then we would be asking you for your decent grades plus 2 to 4 years of work experience, relevant work experience. So depending from which university you're coming, your the course where we would be able to guide you would be a bit different. Lastly, as I mentioned earlier during Mohammed's Q&A, was like we accept all the English entry requirements, IELTS, TOEFL, PT. We have Bradford English test, but at this point in time, with the restrictions and with the lockdowns, we are happy to look at individual profile, and get back to you individually, recommending the best for you. So just work on your application with whatever documents you have, and we'll be able to go ahead. The documents which we need is, forget the recommendation letters. We don't need it at this point in time, but a personal statement, your CV, and your academic document. So the best thing would be if you're interested, provide these set of documents to the outstanding counselors we have at TCL office. Work with the counselor. They would be able to help you in submitting your application. They would be able to guide you on the personal statement. And then there's a link you can go on with find the right course. But again, if you can't do that, just have a chat with your counselors at TCL, and they would be able to help you in figuring out the right course for you, and they'll help you with the application process as well. Coming to the tuition fee, this is a tuition fee for our different courses. So the tuition fees are different for the lab-based courses and the classroom-based courses. So anything with the lab-based course for postgraduates, it's £19,890, and the tuition is for 1 year for PG, because it's a 1 year course. For UG, the tuition fees are for either 3 years, so it's the yearly fees. But of course, the course tuition depends on 3 year or 4 year or 4 year, depending on the course you're doing. And we also have the placement option for a lot of our courses. So during your placement, this is your sandwich placement year fees. Lastly, just want to reconfirm that every student coming from Bangladesh gets a scholarship of £5,000. That's guaranteed just being on your nationality. And then we have another external scholarships as well, which you can apply for. You just need to follow on our scholarship website, and that will guide you to external scholarships like Chipling or Joint Japan. You can apply for scholarships in Bangladesh with the government, and then we would be able to support you with any documents you need for that, like unconditional offer letter or a letter of confirmation on a tuition fee, and we'll be able to support you with it. Again, graduate employability, as I said, we have another thing we've missed out on, when you're starting at University of Bradford, you have an opportunity to learn one international language or a foreign language to learn on campus during the course, and we ask for like 1 hour commitment. So more or less, if you are on campus for 3 years degree, you would be able to learn 2 to 3 different international languages. And for masters, it's a 1-year course, so probably 1 international language. And we do have a dedicated team at every stage, which helps our international students. So it starts from you putting in the application, and then our admissions officer will be in touch with you to support you with the application process. But beyond that, we do have our finance and services, visa team. They'll help you with the visa process. We have international support team. They'll help you with moving ahead with your getting your accommodation booked and your airport pickup services booked. So at each state, we would be there to help and support you during your process. Just want to leave it here with my contact details. I'll leave the screen on for now. As I said earlier, if you have any doubts, any queries, feel free to reach out to the TCL team. But in case if you want to know more about the university or anything in particular, if you want to discuss your profile, here is my email ID. Please feel free to get back in touch with me.
Thank you, Joyce. It was really great presentation. I think lots of information you cover. Thank you very much. I think we have received already some questions. We can take some questions from the audience, please. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please.
Here, we got. I've just completed OTHAM level 5, which is UK-based online studies, and the qualification equivalent to second year of the degree bachelor. So now I want to progress in top-up courses.
So I need to read it as well. Sorry.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can now.
Yeah.
So level 5, which is UK based. All right. So, Sabi, just want to answer you that yes, at University of Bradford, we do accept our top-up students. We do accept the credit transfers. So if you have already started and if you've done the equivalency, we would be able to proceed with your application. What we need you to do is, when you submit your application, you have an option to submit your application for year 1 or year 2. However, when you're submitting your application, we would be needing your course module descriptors. So we would be not needing the documents, each subject you have studied earlier, and defining the each module and the description of the modules you have studied there. We would be needing that, and then we do our mapping of the course. And if mapping is fine, then we decide based on the mapping if you would be coming to the year 2 or the year 3 or year 1. So we do accept the credit transfer. So please put in your application with your course descriptors, and we'll be able to proceed further from there.
Yes, please, viewers, if you have any more question, please send us here in through the comment box. We'll try to answer your question. We can see another question from the Taleb Rahman. September winter classes online or on campus?
On campus as of now, Taleb, everything is very much intact. So please get ready to start an international student journey. And if things will change, as I said, we do have our plan B and plan C on place as well, and then we'll update you accordingly. But as this point in time, it's very much on campus.
We've got the Moise here. Is there any business-related master's course for engineering background students?
There's a good news. If you come from engineering background in bachelor's, you can come and join more or less any of our management courses. So it can be masters in international business management, masters in management, logistics, supply chain, and data analytics. You can come. So HRM, it's your choice, like finance, accounting, and management. If you're coming from engineering background, management courses are the field where you can actually come and join any of the management courses.
Good. Please, would you share how much cash deposit I need for the user PG program? Yeah.
So irrespective of the program, even if it's a foundation, you have to pay £2,000 to accept your offer. So £2,000 is it's part of your tuition fees. So the only thing you pay to the university is your tuition fees. So there's a tuition fee minus your scholarship of £5,000. So the remaining balance is what you pay to the university. Out of that, you pay £2,000 out to the university in order to accept your offer. From there, where we start your cash process. Having said that, as I said, in September, if you plan to join us, then that would be counted but due to the current world scenario, if you decide otherwise, the confirmation deposit of £2,000 would be 100% refundable.
Okay, and the question from the Khan Akash. I have completed my graduation for political science 2015. My score is 3.40. May I apply for masters without IELTS?
Unfortunately, no. There are two sides to this. The good part is, yes, you can apply without IELTS at this point in time, because we understand getting your IELTS done, it's challenging currently. So you can go ahead and proceed with your application. However, to get the unconditional offer letter and to proceed further with your visa, you have to do one of the English tests. But the world is moving towards digital era. Like now we are actually implementing it. So you have to do one of the tests, and we'll guide you further with the easiest option that what you can actually do while sitting at home. So we'll let you know with the different options. But at this point in time, put in your application without IELTS.
Okay. Can I apply for graduation from chemistry background?
Yes, you do. We do have quite a few option courses in, like we have biochemistry. We are having polychemistry. So yeah, we do have quite a few courses in chemistry you can apply for.
Also good from Nahid. Does University of Bradford accept Duolingo test or IELTS indicator or MOI instead of IELTS?
We are in the conversation about it at this point in time. So yes, very shortly we will get back to you on the confirmation. At this point in time, we do not have any firm answer on it, but just probably in just a couple of days, you will be getting in confirmation from us.
So hello viewers who actually recently joined, please contact our team in Bangladesh, Dhaka, and Sylhet. You'll find our contact details in our website and also social media page. Our team will be able to help you to apply for the Bradford University. Our service is completely free of charge, and you can also directly contact to Joyashree, as you see her contact details in the presentations. And yes, few final words from the Joyashree from you before we wrap up, please. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Mohammed. It was pleasure doing the session with you, and I hope you all found it useful and got some insights at University of Bradford. Have an amazing month of Ramadan ahead with you. Stay safe, stay indoors. By staying indoors, you and I, we can beat it. But at the same time, we are there, like the entire TCL team, as well as the team at the University of Bradford. We are still there to unlock your dream of study abroad, and we can still make it happen together. So do come back to us with any of your queries, and we look forward meeting you all soon in Bradford.
Thank you, Joyashree. Thank you, Joyashree. Thank you very much actually for your time today. And dear viewers, thank you very much for staying with us. We try our best to give you as much information about the Bradford. And personally, I visited. I like the campus. I know this university for a long time. We have been sending lots of students to this university. We get good feedbacks from the students. So please choose Bradford. My team is on the ground in Bangladesh, in Dhaka and Sylhet, and we're looking forward to see you in Bradford. Thank you. Stay safe and take care.
Thanks, Mohammed.
Thank you.